Welcome back. I'm Brooke. So I find myself here on Oak Ridge Farm today, and we're gonna have a coffee with Brooke day. This is gonna be an emotional roller coaster, y'all. And I find myself drawn to this map today because I feel like it's calm. It used to be called Calmston. Um, but they changed the name, so it's still in my heart. A very calm map. So, get your coffee and join me on this journey today, y'all. I'm going to tell you my story. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster. And I feel like I just want to cry. So, I'm going to tap into a vehicle. Oops. Okay. All right. Before I start our coffee with Brick today, we're going to see what's going on the farm. So, let's come over here, and do we own this? Yes, we do. So we're going to harvest some crops today. Why? I talked to you about the subject of our coffee with Brick today. Oh, jeez. The Doors and I, we never get along. Oh my gosh. Oh, I always. Oh my gosh. Okay, Brookie girl. Did I call myself Brookie girl? Oh, geez, that's not a good name for me. Okay, y'all, we're going through here. Here we are. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this around like this. Hopefully I'm doing it the right way. Unhitch it. Turn myself back around. And hitch this up. Alright, did I do this right? Okay. Okay. Did it hook up? Yeah, okay. Now where should we begin this? Oh, Brooke! Oh. Y'all, you know I'm an unprofessional gamer. And that's one reason why. Okay. Unprofessional YouTuber, I should say. I'm calling myself an unprofessional gamer now, too. Nice, Brick. That being said, I'm going to start here. I'm going to get lined up as best as I can. Brick never does straight lines like this. I'm going to lower it. We're going to get it all opened. And I'm going to grab my coffee and we're going to begin Coffee with Brick today. Okay. I'm going to do it inside the cab because it's very noisy outside the cab. So, we began many, many years ago. The day was very sunny and I was only 16 years old. My thoughts were elsewhere. I had my thoughts. I Being 16, your thoughts like are, ooh, what the cute boys. But that's not what my thoughts were on. My thoughts were on why didn't being a 16-year-old teenager, why didn't I fit in? And I can remember the day like it was yesterday, y'all. It was, like I said, it was beautiful, it was sunny, and I was playing a sport. Now, it's at a church, a small church in a small town at a Baptist church. I belong to a youth group with my 3 sisters. We were all pretty much, like, I think we're like a grade behind each other. This church had a clique. And we were not part of the clique. We were three shy teenage girls in a youth group. And I think there might have been 30 people in the youth group with include us. And most of them intentionally would not sit by us. We'd randomly sit in the middle of the class, and the whole class would move away from us. You know, being 16 and experiencing that can be a traumatic moment when you're a teen and you're a kid. You're still a kid being that age. I kept asking myself, what's wrong with me? Why don't I fit in? Why am I not like them? You know, why did God choose them over me? And why? Y'all, another thing to know about me is I was a shy girl. I had anxieties and I was really scared. So I don't really know if that had something to do with it or not. Then I started looking in the mirror at myself, and I kept thinking, maybe I'm ugly. Maybe I'm ugly, you know, and when you start looking at yourself in the mirror and doing that, that's not a good thing. And then, you know, I started, all I could think of is my bottle cap glasses and how thick of glasses I had and how I was a dork, and that's why they didn't like us, because we were dorks. And this also included my cousins were included in this clique, so that's what made it even harder, is our cousins would leave us out too. Like, it was like we didn't, and then when my cousins were without their friends, they were nice to us, but when they were with their friends, they ignored us three girls. There was one time we went to Cedar Point. It was quite the drive, y'all. It was quite the drive, and Cedar Point is, you know, the capital, the roller coaster capital of, I think, of the world at that time. I don't know if it's still that, because I haven't been there in a long time. Live too far away to go there now. And you would think that the youth group would want to stay together and as a youth group being safer, but are you kidding me? Luckily, my dad came with us, because I don't think we'd have anybody, because but my dad, he cared about us girls, and my dad was always there for us. My dad would actually go on rides with us too. What roller coaster lover? I love roller coasters, y'all. That's what you don't know. I love experiencing fear, and I think the adrenaline of getting on a roller coaster helped me to take that and then through the years when I graduated, all the youth group came to my graduation only because they wanted to know where I lived, and they wanted to know, I don't know, I still can't pinpoint why my sisters and I were outcasts, and the whole church youth group came to see me on my graduation. Every single one of them came, but it had nothing to do with me when I was at the church youth group. My joy was always in church. I found peace after I graduated high school. You know, getting a job, and you forget about what you went through. you forget about that moment that you felt like nobody. And the moment is like, I always said to myself, how and why were they better than my sisters and I? Why? Well, you know what? My family and I went to this other church, and I was in the choir. The singing and the choir. I love singing, y'all. I love singing. It was something I just loved doing, and I don't know if it was intentionally what the choir director did, but I really wanted to have a solo. I really wanted to just have a part in the solo. She picked my two sisters over me. And because I don't think she liked me. And that really, really devastated me. And that Christmas, I wanted to have a part in it. I wanted to have a part in that. Not because I wanted to show off in front of everybody. It was because I wanted to just sing. I wanted to enjoy it. But I didn't get that. I was not picked for it. I was left out. But she picked my two sisters and another girl. That day when the choir came to sing that night. After the choir, I felt a ting of sadness. Because it was all I looked forward to was doing that. So it feels like back in the day, I forgot all about the church and what happened years ago, and it all just brought me back to it again. And I was in the hall by the gym, and the pastor's wife's son came up to me and asked me out on a date. And he says that he didn't see anybody else in the choir but me. He says, I could just see you. You seem so happy up there. And your smiling face, and I could hear your voice. Your voice, you have, your soprano voice was amazing. And at that moment, and then he's like, you were just so beautiful. I couldn't get my eyes off of you. And, and in that moment, I was like, just like, wow, really? But, I was young, I was still very young, and, I was naive, and I think he was like 2 years younger than I am, which was a huge thing back in the day. Now, it isn't really such a big deal now, and he was wild. He was the church boy gone wild, as you would say it. And I didn't know about the Girls Gone Wild videos or anything, y'all, but it was that, I guess you say that wild, church forbidden boy. And I started hanging out with him, and he was cool and everything, but it wasn't meant to be. And then one Sunday, he was supposed to take me. We were supposed to go to this, like, some sort of this party thing, like, dress-up party or whatever. I don't really know what it was. And he was supposed to pick me up at the church, and he never showed up. And I called him, and he ignored me. He didn't even tell me how we were broken up or anything. He just never showed up. And then I called him, and I was like, what's up with this? And he says, he's just not ready. And I was like, okay, that's fine, but you could have told me. And that was the end of it, y'all. That was the end of something, but at least I felt happiness for a moment. It was, fast forward to 2013. I was so in 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 that moment as I was younger. I was into, the church thing and wanted to be something. Wanted to be, that I forgot like who I was. All right, let's get out of here for a minute. Well, okay, I forgot about crop destruction, but that's okay. I don't even know where the wagon is. This is going to be a problem, Brooke. Y'all, yeah, if you're new to my channel, get used to this because let's see, where are you? Okay, where is oh jeez, Brooke. Oh my gosh, Brooke. Okay. Where is that? Okay, so this is where you get your liquid fertilizer. That's not what we want, but where is... I think it's actually this way. Okay, let's see what's in here. Nope, that's your workshop. Oh, jeez. Is this it? Oh my gosh, no. Brooke. Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez. Can I back up in there? I don't know. Okay, y'all. We're gonna try this. And my dog, she's like, Mommy, what are you doing on Farm Sim? Oh, geez. Can we even make it through here? Brooke. Oh, Brooke. Oh. Okay. Is this even gonna work? I don't know. Okay, so I just dropped it right there. Okay. I gotta try to empty this out in this bunker. I don't know if this is gonna work, y'all. Can we do this? Can we do this? I don't know. I'm gonna try to back up here. This is gonna be a nightmare from heck. Oh my gosh. So, fast forward it to 2013. I was into farming. Oh my gosh. Okay, Brick. I think we didn't open this door up far enough. Okay, no. How am I supposed to? Oh my gosh, how am I gonna get through there? Maybe. Oh, you don't open that at all. Oh my gosh. Okay. Get back this way. We'll swing this around and do it the other way. Oh, geez. That is tough. That's a tough one, y'all. I was into farms. I love watching people on YouTube play, or not play, have farms. I loved farms. Okay, let's see if we can... Oh, is this even gonna work? I don't know, y'all. Oh, geez. I don't think this is gonna work. Oh, geez. Look at this. Oh, what a mess I did. Oh, geez. Oh, my gosh, Brooke. Oh, yeah. This is not gonna work. Jeez. Okay. Okay, bye-bye. And back to the story. Back to the old day. I guess you would say. I need a drink of my coffee here before I start getting emotional here. I loved watching. That was 2023. I mean, 2013, not 2023. Sorry, y'all. Was a time when I would... Vloggers, family blogging, farming, stuff like that was very, very popular. And I had these two families I was watching, and I loved watching them doing farms. And dairy farming was a big... Oh, shoo. It was a part of my life. I enjoyed watching dairy farms and dairy farming. Anything to do with dairy farming in a vlog, I would watch it. I loved watching them milking the cows, hearing the milking machines. So one day, I looked up on YouTube farming games. And guess what popped up? Farm Simulator 2013. I mean, 2013. Oh my God. I'm thinking about like 2023. Okay. And the first person I started watching was Ian Robinson. His way of making it feel like you were really farming was amazing. And every day I wanted to come back and I wanted to watch him because I felt like I was a farmer. So my first map I started playing on Farm Sim 2013 was Idaho. And no, I didn't get it. I didn't download the game from the internet. I had a disc. And back in the day, the computer I had was state of the art. And I put the disc in and I ran it. Now, Idaho was a big map. Idaho, I do believe, was a 4X map. But Idaho was something I never experienced. It was something you would say of just an amazing map. It was one of the first maps I've ever played on, and I played hours on it. It might have been 50 to 60 hours on that map, y'all. I could sit and play it forever. So then, time went on, and Farmer Ian was going to different maps, and so I did too. I followed him because he was a great person. He was a wonderful YouTuber with such a good attitude, such a happy person. And you know, that's what made it special. And I longed to have to hear people being happy and joyous and enjoying life. And I do believe he also went and did some fishing, which I've watched him play some sort of fishing game. And then he had also a fishing channel which I watched also, which was totally different. As the years passed, I started playing. Farm Sim 2015 came out. And then there was a friend that I met named Farmer Bernie. And I've known him since 2015. And we started playing together, and there was this map called Mercury. The memory of Mercury was something that I can't forget. We were farming, and I had this idea that we were going to cut down all these trees. Oh my gosh. It was kind of like this, where you have this area here, and then you have this line of trees going through the field, and I wanted to open it up. Because it was a European map. Oh gosh, that was such a... And we played in, with a bunch of other people, like, in multiplayer, and... Gosh, it took us hours. And I felt like we were carrying wood forever. But that memory, y'all, I will never forget that memory. That memory was amazing. Having friends, not having people judge you, and having you sitting in a church and you're sitting next to people and they move away from you. It wasn't like that. And I never felt that like that. I felt like I was having fun. And I hadn't felt that for a long time, y'all. And as time went on, Farmer Bernie and I have played multiplayer with other people, and that journey that I had with playing, oh my gosh, some of the best memories, yo. So, fast forward to 2 years ago when I started my channel. Before I started my channel, I had 2 friends. One of the friends, she was a friend only when she wanted to be my friend. She was a loudmouth. She liked to tell me what to do, and she liked to pick at me. One day, she messaged me on Facebook, and at the time, there wasn't Messenger. It was all connected. She told me that my kids were monsters, and she didn't like my kids, and I told her, I said, I never want to talk to you again. I can't talk to a person who does not like my kids, who puts my 2 kids down. So I unfriended her. Fast forward probably maybe a year later, I was scrolling through Facebook, and I don't know what it was, but I saw her. I saw her profile, and they don't do really suggestions. It was basically, there was no ads, but I saw her profile. And I went on her profile, and she says something happened to her, and I messaged her because I hadn't talked to her for a while, and I says, is everything all right? And she told me that that night she had, a few nights ago actually, she had aspirated. And, she, could no longer walk, and she had to go to therapy. And, and I thought, I thought I had, like, and I said I was sorry. Because even though she said something about my kids, it didn't give me the right to unfriend her. It didn't give me the right to do that because I felt bad. And then, she was talking to me. We became friends again. She was telling me about her therapy. And then I don't know, we just stopped talking again. And I wrote her one day, and I says, you know what, I miss us being friends. Because you meant a lot to me, and all our good times we had together. And I never heard from her. She never got back with me, and I was truly sad. And I had this bad feeling that something happened. And not long after I wrote her, like, it was before I wrote her, but not long after I wrote her, I found out she had passed away. I wish I actually said I'm sorry for not being there for her. Maybe she wasn't the greatest of friend, but she was still my friend. And then I felt like I was doing exactly the same thing as they did to me at the church. Exactly what the teens did to me. Like, I felt like I was the teen doing that to her. So, fast forward, like, I think it was like a year later, I met this lady, we hit it off right away. She was, her daughter and her two daughters went to the same school as my daughter, and we became good friends. She didn't care what people thought of her. She just had fun. But through her life, she had a lot of, no, she had a lot of pain. I don't really know the fact. She didn't go into detail, but years before she had hurt her back, so she's on medication for it, and she got hooked on it. And she had a lot of problems getting off of it. So off and on, she'd have, I don't like calling people addicts because it's not right. Because when you take something that you get hooked on it, and it's hard to get yourself off of that. It really is. So she would confide in me and tell me that she was having problems, and I would pray with her, and we were the best of friends. And she took a turn for the better. She made her life right, and her and I, around this little town I lived in, we went to different places. We went to beaches. We went to this hidden lake that was like, you didn't even know there was a lake back there. And, she was the best friend. She was the best friend I wish I had at the church. But going back to the church, there was a girl. Years later, I didn't realize it because I never even noticed. When you're only thinking about, like, wow, nobody cares about me, there was actually this girl, and I don't know, she was just shy too, and she said hi to me, and she sat with me in church, and we sat together, and that was around when I was 6, I think it was like 14, no, I was 16, I was still 16, and I was shy, so I didn't say anything, and she asked me to come sit with her, and I said no. I said I gotta sit with my parents, because I grew up being that it's proper to just sit with your parents. Years later, I regret it because she probably would have been a good friend for me. Fast forward back to what we're at now. There was one day I mentioned something to her. I mentioned I love to farm sim. I love playing it, but I was ashamed of it. I was ashamed of playing farm sim. There were not a lot of ladies that played farm sim back in the day. And I was ashamed of it. And I thought it was stupid. And she goes, Brooke, it's not stupid. It's not stupid. You like it. Enjoy it. And then I told her how I wanted to make a YouTube channel and how I wanted, but I felt ashamed. I was shy, ashamed, and then I decided I was going to do it. So I made my first video without my voice, just a song, and I enjoyed doing it, and I made more. And I was going to tell my friend about it. And because she would have been happy for me. And she was coming here to see me at my city where I live. And we're meeting up, and I was going to tell her. And I didn't get to tell her. She was found dead early morning in her house. She must have fallen into getting together with some wrong friends. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because is truly a tragedy. Truly a pure sadness. I did the channel for her. I did it for her. But I also did it for myself. Because I was shy. And then you all, I found you all. And the subject of the video was because of all you got, because of all y'all. And that was done because I have you all now. I have you all to thank for this. Because through the years, it was me all along. I didn't try hard enough. I blamed the church girls because I didn't go, but I didn't put effort into it. Because of all you guys. I can't just name one person without thinking of you all. And how you guys all changed my life. 2 years I started this. It's been 2 years this channel's been going, and that's been 2 years my friend's been gone. And memories I've had of running into things. So playing with the big balls. And meeting all of you. And the monster trucks were such a joy to play with. Because of you all, I have found joy. I've stopped thinking about what didn't happen back then. What didn't happen. It happened for what happened in the past happened. And because of you all, I've opened up. And I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And like I said from the beginning, I'm an unprofessional YouTuber. I make content because I like to do it, and I find joy in it. I find joy in making you laugh. Whether it be on Riverview, whether it be on Oak Bridge, that used to be called Compton, whether we get stuck with the combine in the and there in the grain. Y'all, the message I wanted to give to you all today is, I was afraid to be myself. I looked at myself as being a dork, and I was like, I can't do anything. I'm just a dork. But y'all, I'm Brooke. I play Farm Sim. That's who I am. And I've come to love who I am. But it's not about my story. It's about our story. One day on YouTube, I became known as Brooke. A lady who plays farm sim. It's our story. And I continue to want to make content for y'all. And I want you to join me on this journey. Oh, it was such a roller coaster today. Thank you all for joining me today, and just be yourself. Just hi back at you. I am here for you, and I will always be here for you. Until next time, down on the farm, I'm Brooke.